Hey guys, this is Brian over at OBEDIA, and I'm going to show you how to export a song out of Garageband on the iPad to be able to take it back into your digital audio workstation or into iTunes or any other editing suite that you might use this song in. Now, I've created a song here in Garageband. As you can see, I have a couple loops that I've created just by programming some very simple MIDI on some instruments right here, and I want to take this and be able to use it in another DAW. In my case, I work in Ableton, Cubase, and a lot of other digital audio workstations, and so I want to be able to take this out of GarageBand and use it in some other productions. Now, I have two options. If I would like to create a mixdown of this entire song, I can do that just by leaving all of my tracks intact as they are. However, let's say that I want to only use one of these loops. Maybe I've created a drum loop or a keyboard loop, something like that that I really like. If that's the case, I need to go ahead and solo one of these tracks. Now you're going to notice that your typical solo controls and things like that, they're not available to you right here in each track. All of the solo controls in GarageBand are actually in the top right corner here in the mixer section, and we can access that just by clicking on the mixer. So now we're in the mixer section, and this allows us to have access to mute and to solo and track volume, panning, things like that. So if I want to use a track, I need to select that track over on the left hand side of GarageBand, and I do that just by clicking on the track, and I can see all the different controls appear on each of these tracks as I scroll through them. So when I've selected the track that I want to be able to turn into a loop, I'm going to go ahead and just solo that track, and I can do that just by dragging the solo button over here in the mixer section for this track. So now I've soloed this track, and this means that now I can export this track and just have that one audio track available to me. So now that I've done that, I need to go ahead and jump back into the GarageBand intro screen, and this is going to give me access to the song export functions. I'm going to click on the My Songs icon top left hand corner of GarageBand here. This saves the song, and this takes me back into the introductory screen for GarageBand where I can scroll through my different songs that I've created. I'm going to go ahead and use the song that I was just working on, of course. Now I want to go ahead and export this out. I have a couple different options, and in order to do that, I'm going to take a look at the bottom edge here of GarageBand, and you're going to notice that I have this little icon, looks like a little window with an arrow coming out of it, and this is the export feature for GarageBand. Now I have two options, as you can see: send to iTunes and email song. Now if I click on send to iTunes, this is going to give me a couple of different options. This is going to let me choose the format that I would like to export the song as. I have either AAC, which is the iTunes audio format, the Apple audio format. I also have GarageBand, and this would be useful if I wanted to import this back into GarageBand on, let's say, my Mac desktop or laptop, something like that. The iTunes format, of course, will let me listen to this song in iTunes. Now, the thing about this is that either one of these formats is going to export in a way that most other digital audio workstations besides Logic and GarageBand are not going to easily be able to understand. This is going to create M4A files, and an M4A file is unfortunately not a common file for a lot of digital audio workstations like Cubase and things like that. So I can export to iTunes if I would like. I also have the option to email the song. Now if I click on email song, the song is going to be exported, and then I'm going to get the email song dialog box. And this is going to give me just a generic message. It says that I created a song with iTunes, or rather with GarageBand on my iPad, and this will allow me to send it to whomever I would like. Now the file attachment is going to be an M4A file. Now again, M4A is a great audio format, but it is not easily understandable by all audio programs. So whichever format you decide to make use of here for exporting this song, there's a very good chance that you're going to have to take this M4A file and convert it into a format that your digital audio workstation is going to understand in the case that you don't work in Logic or in GarageBand or something like that. So let's say that we have exported this track either using using iTunes, exporting to iTunes, or perhaps just emailing it to ourselves, which is also a very viable option. The files are relatively small, and we can shuffle files back and forth. If we export to iTunes, when we connect our iPad to our computer with iTunes, we're going to be able to access the exported file in iTunes. So I'll go ahead and I will click on the export icon in this case, and I'll click send to iTunes, and I will click on the iTunes format. This is going to send the song to iTunes. So now this song will be available to me in my iTunes library when I connect my iPad to my computer. So now let's go ahead and connect the iPad to my computer, and we can talk about how to convert this M4A file into a WAV file that will be understandable by most digital audio workstations outside of the Apple digital audio workstations. So we have connected our iPad to our computer, and I'm using a PC. As you can see, your iPad will work fine with the PC. However, if you have a Mac, these controls and these functions should really all be the same. So we've got iTunes opened up, and under our devices section we have our iPad. So I'm going to click on my iPad, and now on the top row right here, usually the summary is going to be selected. You want to click on apps. And now clicking on apps is going to show you the apps that you have installed on your iPad. So if you scroll down, you're going to see the file sharing section, and you're going to go ahead and click on Garageband. And now, when you click on Garageband, you're going to see all of the available documents that you've got from Garageband. You see right here, this is the one that I exported, and it's an M4A file, as I was saying it would be. So I'm going to go ahead and save this to my computer. I'll click Save To, and now I'll just select a location on my computer. I'll go with my desktop. That's just fine. This is going to save the file to my desktop. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open this file in iTunes. Now, usually M4As are going to be opened automatically by iTunes. However, if they're not being opened with that on your computer, you can right-click on the PC and select iTunes. Typically, M4As will just open with iTunes on Macs, but on the PC, other programs might try to take over. So, I'm going to click on iTunes. This is going to open the song. And I'm just going to open the song right here. You can hear it playing a little bit in the background. It's going to open the song in iTunes, and now if I click on the music tab, this is going to show me that this song has been added to my library. However, it's still an M4A. I need to convert it to a format that other digital audio workstations are going to understand. So this is pretty easy to do. I need to tell iTunes that I want it to convert songs to the WAV format instead of using what it usually does, which is the AAC format, and sometimes MP3. So in order to do this, I need to click on Edit and go to Preferences. This is going to give me the preferences for iTunes. Now I'm going to click on the General tab, and now down in the section labeled When You Insert a CD, I'm going to click on the Import Settings button. This is going to open the Import Settings dialog box. Now usually in the pull-down menu here, you're going to see AAC encoder. You want to click on that, and you want to select WAV encoder. You should be fine to leave the setting for automatic and then hit OK. Now what this is going to do is going to tell iTunes that you want to use the WAV encoder anytime you want to bring an audio file into iTunes. This is going to also apply to when you import CDs. So you're probably going to want to reset this if you still use iTunes to convert CDs to MP3 or AAC and things like that. But for our purposes, we need it to be on WAV. So we've selected WAV, and now all we need to do is right-click on our song that we imported from GarageBand, scroll down, and we're going to see the option for Create WAV Version. I'll click on that. iTunes will think a little bit, it'll make a little noise at me, and now it's going to create a new version just down the list here of my audio file, except this is going to be a WAV. If I right click on this and select Get Info, this is going to give me the information on this file, and you're going to see it's listed as a WAV audio file. This will also tell me where it is on my computer, which is typically going to be your iTunes library on your computer. So now if I access that location on my computer, I will be able to take this WAV file and import it into any digital audio workstation that I might be working in. Using this method, you'll be able to convert songs from GarageBand to your computer, and then on your computer to an audio format
that just about any DAW should be able to understand, and then you can continue to use the loops and other things that you create in GarageBand and take them to the next level in your productions on your computer. As always, I hope that this is useful to you guys. If you have any questions or comments, please get in touch with me, brian@obedia.com, or on Twitter at twitter.com/OBEDIA tutor. And until next time, thanks, take care, and happy music making to you.